Good morning and welcome to Coyote in the Highlands, 23 degrees sideways. I did that backwards, 23 degrees sideways, Coyote in the Highlands. I'm currently in the Highlands, and today is going to be a little bit of a spring scorcher. Even if the wind picks up, it's early morning, it's already pretty hot. That's good. I'm waiting for some buds and flowers to happen, so I think it's a very nice weather change. A little uncomfortable for some of the work if you don't have any shade, so I'm back on the shade projects like as a top of my mind. We got to balance the windproof and the shade. I want to talk a little bit about meditation. I've got a couple books that I've done about meditation, and that's all cool and everything, and there's different perspectives. They are from a different perspective than this video. And so there's some really easy, simple, short tricks if you're in a space where you get stressed out or you feel overwhelmed by life and stuff. And I don't know where everyone is at, okay? There are a lot of things in our current social structures that are designed to overwhelm you, to keep you from being in the moment. The entire basis of media at this point is to program you to need to have stress, to need to have stress. There's that Indonesian video, I don't know if you've seen it, several people, where it's like, there's this guy in the beginning, drink, stress, drink, stress, stress, drink, stress, don't drink. And he stops drinking and he goes out to do other stuff. Well, it's the stress part that is programmed that is the real problem here, not getting into the drinking thing at all. And the stress is pushed on you really hard. So whether or not you're in the mode where you want to intellectualize peace, enlightenment, whatever, or if you think it's an effort-based thing or whatever, getting rid of some of that stress, getting a little bit of mind in the moment is a kind of a useful thing. There's a couple basic tricks. So all of this stuff works better if you do it for an hour. There's some really good science out there that an hour-long meditation causes significant brain changes that you don't get from short periods like 20 minutes or half an hour. Things really change in the brain, and we have scientific evidence of this. It's all science, so it's real because it follows the dogma of science, right? Because that's what's important, is the science part. Nonetheless, the evidence suggests that this is a real thing. But that's not what we're going for right now. If you can take a couple minutes, and you can start this off really easy. You can start this off with a 3-minute timer, 5-minute timer. This is stuff that you can do during your busy day, and just that 5 or 10 minutes. I'm extending it. You see, I've gone from 3 to 10 minutes already. I'm going to try to push you up to 15 at least once a day. But some 3-minute sessions stuff. Get the Android. If you use Android, I don't know what the Apple version is, but Android, there's a Google timer app, the basic Google timer app, Google Android timer, whatever, supports multiple timers, okay? It may not be installed on your phone by default. It's installed on Motorola's. It's not installed on Samsung's, but you can download it and install it on Samsung's. I don't know about the other brands. I don't know about LG's or anything. I think it's the default one on the Google phone too, but because, that would make sense because it's pure vanilla Android. Anyway, multiple timers, set up some 3-minute timers, some 5-minute timers, some 7-minute timers, some 11-minute timers, some 15-minute timers. That's good. Notice I'm doing these weird odd numbers like, better than 5 minutes is 7 minutes, but it's not that much more. Better than 10 minutes is 11 minutes. So on. Sit down, stand up, lay down, none of that matters. Position doesn't matter. Be in a space that you are relatively comfortable. And close your eyes, open your eyes, again, doesn't matter. I think eyes closed works better for the vast majority of people. and some sort of auditory distraction protection if you're in an environment like that, but not necessarily. You can meditate on the sounds around you. You can meditate on a specific spot or thing that's in your vision. So none of this is a hard and fast rule. There's no wrong way to do this as long as you're doing it. The goal is to still the mind, the narrator, and bring the mind into the present moment. Now, the best way to do that, I think, is with the body itself. So take a couple minutes and focus on a part of your body. So this gives you something to do besides watch the thoughts. Thoughts are going to come in, and you're going to let them go. Yeah, release the thought. That's fine. But having something to focus on is good. Your body is a very immediate somatic instrument, so it's a really good thing to focus on. But it's not for everyone. It'll also increase your awareness of your body. So take a part of your body, say a finger, fingertip, your wrist, your elbow, your nose, your ear, just a part of your body, and give it a couple minutes of attention. Just close your eyes and think. Don't worry about your breath. Don't worry about the thoughts. Think about, notice. Okay, you're not really thinking, you're noticing. Notice the sensations, the feeling, the mass of a part of your body. It can be a piece of your skin. It can be, the weight of your hair. Whatever it is. And this is very difficult. I'm probably going to have to go down and do some very mechanistic, do this. But right now we're doing freeform. Find something that you can pay attention to that is not your thoughts, preferably in your body, because your body is in the moment. Your body only exists in the moment, okay? The sensation that you have may have been caused by a past injury, but it isn't the past injury. It's in the moment. Muscle tensions and locks and abdominal tension and stuff may have been caused by past trauma. That's actually a really big thing to work on. We'll talk about that later. But the sensation is in the moment. It's now. So pay attention to the now, little part of the body. However, on the other hand, if what you're doing is listening to the bird song or the flies, because it's springtime and there's flies outside, or whatever is what you're doing, that's fine. That's fine. Visually, I tend to see a lot more distractions when I'm doing it, so I don't know how that'll work for you. If I'm in a dark room and I light a candle, I could meditate on a candle flame, For a lot of people, that smacks of weird occult stuff, but it's just meditating on a candle flame. Something that's in your visual field that is not overwhelmed by other stuff in your visual field. On the other hand, if you're at all tuned to that, you can focus on the corner of the wall that's behind the camera and just focus on that. There was a book I read as a child called The 73 Squares, I think. 73 Squares. Some kid got in trouble and an ex-con gridded off the backyard, and it made 73 squares. And he's like, sit there and just focus on the square for all day, every day. That's how I made it through prison. I could focus on the wall, because he was in solitary forever, and he'd focus on the wall and just see the wall and every little crack, every little speckle of plaster, everything. It's an idea. You can definitely do visual. There's nothing wrong with visual. The point here is that we're not trying to connect souls or get God consciousness or do a transcendental meditation progression thing where you get certificates. None of that is going on. There's nothing religious. There's nothing woo about this yet. I have my woo, but there's nothing woo about this. This is literally just getting your mind to shut the hell up and be in the moment. Your mind will accept that the habit of being in the moment is positive if you program it that way. Your mind will do what you want it to do. Remember that when your mind isn't agreeing with you, it's because your mind is running programs that it has, either from you or from other people, that it thinks are successful. It's goal-oriented. It wants to do what's right in its own way. but it doesn't have a moral sense or anything. It's a mind. It's a tool. It will do what you say if you program it to do certain things. So what we're doing here is we're programming it for being in the moment. And it also relaxes. It has huge benefits in just relaxing you, getting rid of your stress, lowering the cortisol levels. Just everything gets better if you can do this on a regular basis. You can do this standing in line at the grocery store. I do that a lot. I do that a lot. I do awareness exercises standing in line at the grocery store more than this type of meditation, but both work just fine. And whatever, don't close your eyes in the grocery store line or at the stoplight or something, but focus on something and give it the moment. Be in the moment. Can you wait at a red light and stare at the red light and just focus on the red light without worrying about the time, the stress, you're late, traffic's bad, the driver behind you is a dick, whatever. See what we're doing here is we're getting rid of that externality stress stuff. Now, focusing on the body is cool. Focusing on things around the body, sounds, whatever it is. But what we're not doing here is the one of the classical mindfulness meditation explanations, which is to think and look at your thoughts and say, yeah, that was a thought, that's cool, and then let it go. We're not promoting that. We're not looking for the next thought, okay? You will have thoughts. You will have distracting thoughts, and they'll be there, and it's okay. What you do is when you get back to what you're doing, when you remember what you're doing, be like, okay, that's cool. Let it go. Don't dwell on it. Just let it go, okay? Don't put any importance on the thought or having thoughts or having distractions. Don't put any importance in that. That's not what this specific type of meditation is about. Again, 3 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 11, 10, whatever it is. Start working on that. If you can do something as small as 3, 5, 7 minutes every day, that's a start. I think that you'll have a lot better results if you do more and if you do longer and if you get up to hours. But let's think about this as a systems or a goal approach. If you can set aside a space, a corner in your house. I don't have a corner in my house because my house is a yurt and doesn't have corners, and it's not a house, it's a tent because it's a yurt, so that doesn't work, right? But a space. Set up a space that you can just stare at. Give yourself 3 minutes. If it's in the bathroom when you shower in the morning and you're just waiting for the steam to clear on the mirror, that's fine. Just set a timer. Set a system. So this isn't something you have to be like, oh man, I need to remember to do this. It's a goal. Set a system up so that you do this at least a little bit every morning. Ideally, you want to do this every chance you get. Like every chance you get. If stuff has stopped, you've done driving, you've been driving, you want to check Twitter, you want to check your messages, you want to check your email, set that timer. First thing you do before you check, do 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Then check the Twitter. It's a good habit to get into. Doing it after may or may not be useful because Twitter may be promoting a whole bunch of thoughts in your head. And I'm not saying that thoughts are bad because, that's often how you create things, how you write, how you do your job. So we're not worried about that. We're just worried about training your mind to be able to be in the moment when it's appropriate, when it's the right time. It has noticeable, measurable, we all know this now, physiological, tracked, super scientific, a church of science, everything is scientific, positive effects on your body and your mental health. It works, okay? We know this. So why not start with some stuff that's easy and habit forming? When you get a pause, take that 3 minutes, take that 7 minutes, Try to get some longer sessions in. It really helps prepare you for other stuff. Ideally, you have an hour in the morning, but a lot of you don't have that much control over your own mind and schedule yet. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. This is not a bad thing. This is life training and habits. Certainly this is more important than watching the news in the morning. You'll get the news on your phone later, or your laptop, or whatever. But certainly before you turn on the television and watch the news, I have family members who, like, literally first thing before coffee, the big screen in the living room comes on and it just plays for 3 or 4 hours every morning, no matter what they're doing. It's constantly in the background. They try to have conversations, and I can't visit them. It's so distracting. I'm not in a space where I can actually just accept that most of the time. Sometimes I can chill out and maintain my bliss, but it's a big trigger. It's a family trigger. Families have bigger triggers than most things. But so don't turn on the TV if you have a TV. If you have a TV, get rid of your TV. That's probably big thing number one. Give yourself a few minutes to, what's my time at? Yeah, 16 minutes. Give yourself a few minutes to be in the present moment. People, mindful, mindless. No, be in the present moment. I tend to find that it works really well to pay attention to a part of my body that I can feel. Try not to get distracted by all the other itches and sensations and focus on that spot. But if my focus wanders around, it's in the moment. Body stuff in the moment. It really helps you connect with your body, and this is where I'm going to sound a little woo because I don't know what the mechanisms are, but I think that by bringing the attention in there, it improves your relationship with the body that you're wearing in this lifetime. And taking care of that body is actually a pretty big deal. This is how you are experiencing life. So let's run with the body, make it better, make our relationship with it better. So that's what I would do. I would strongly suggest focus on a body part, a body section, something, as big or small as you need to feel it. Some people are very desensitized to their bodies. Some people literally can't focus on their big toe. You can use a pointer, stimulus device, whatever, toothpick, pencil, Sharpie marker with the lid on, whatever it is, paperclip. You can touch. You can be like, hey, this is the part of the body. You can just mindlessly tap around that finger that you're focusing on, just to get sensations. If you are really that dead to sensation, that's okay. That's actually that's a great way to train yourself to be aware of your body. We have a lot of sensation in our body that we're trained to not pay attention to because we have to go focus on all the other stressful stuff. Anyway, video is getting very long. This is the basic morning, all day, everyday thing that I would just like you to suggest. I'd like to suggest that you try 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. Set some multiple timers. Just have them ready to go. Focus on something that is present in the moment for a few minutes. Don't try to watch the thoughts. You want to focus on the moment, and the thoughts go away. You'll get distracted. Don't worry about that part. Anyway, that is it. That's what I've got for you today. Stay sideways.